Hey everybody, good morning, how you doing? This is Kaylana here. I'm just going to do a vlog about the follow-up with Hurricane Irma and I guess just my take on everything and how everything played out as far as, people's attitudes and any updates and situations going on here in the state of Florida and stuff like that. Well, for me, this hurricane has been, at least for me, it was different for me because I know that this is a different season. This is like a different season for me. And I've been through many hurricanes here in Florida, but I think that going through this one, especially, being alone by myself, because I've been alone plenty of times during hurricanes, but just seeing how quick life is and how short it is. And so, sorry, I got a message there. And I think that sometimes people do take life for granted. I think a lot of us do. And even like when our power went out, because my power was out for a couple of days, and they just turned it back on the day before yesterday. And there are people that are still without power, unfortunately. And so I think that unfortunately, like some of us here in America tend to act very spoiled. And the reason why I say that is because you got people in different countries and even in different states here in the United States and all around the world that don't have it as privilege as we do. Some people have not had electricity all their life in different parts of the world, and so we complain about not having electricity for a couple of days. Now I understand that because I needed it, and I know that there are people like in nursing homes. I mean, I'm just saying like people who really need it. I'm not talking about anything else, but I mean people who really need it, I understand. But and I know that there's people who work from home, because I do work from home sometimes. Of course, you need your internet and things like that. But we had the opportunity to prepare, getting candles, getting flashlights, getting plenty of food, getting water, and things of that nature. And so, some of us still have the overflow of food and water, and a lot of people do not. And so the power crews worked really, really hard. I mean, here in Orlando, like the day before yesterday, like it actually was the day that my power got cut on, but I didn't know it because I stayed at my mom's. And we were out in the balcony, and me and my son saw a Duke Energy truck on the opposite side of our fence, which was behind the plaza. And the guy came to inspect some lines, and we were like, "Hey, how you doing?" And so, and actually he fixed it like within a few hours, but we had already left before then. And I was sitting there thinking, these guys work really hard, and really, like, we don't really give them enough credit. And I saw in the news that one of the supervisors that worked for Duke Energy was talking on the news about how people were driving by some of the Duke Energy repairmen and yelling at them, calling them names, asking them when they were going to get their stuff turned back on, just being very ungrateful. And so, it's like working with electricity, you can't just take that lightly, because these guys are actually putting their lives on the line so we can have something. And, what if there's some type of a mishap or, some kind of accident that could happen while they're trying to turn our power back on? I mean, they could get electrocuted, it could spark a fire. I mean, there's so many factors in that. And even when people reconnect our cable, like most stuff is underground. You have to go through wires. I mean, there's so much going on with that. And some people don't take that into account. Like, people do this for a living. And you got people as young as 18 and 19 years old actually out there working and trying to restore people's power. And I hardly ever see anything on social media about going out to give them some water. Right now they need ice, because they're hot. It's hot here. They need food, but we want to quickly have our power and stuff back on, but not bless the people that are actually restoring our power. You know what I'm saying? And so I just feel like really disappointed about how some people's responses are. And at the same time, there are some people who do work for the power company who have the ability to turn things back on, like for the nursing homes. I don't know if you guys saw on the news, it's been on the news a couple days ago that I think like 8 people died in a nursing home here in Florida, which is further down south in Hollywood, because of heat exhaustion. When the power went out, they had a generator, but the generator is only for cooking, and that's it. And when the AC went out, 8 people died of heat exhaustion, like 8 elderly people in a nursing home. And so it's very serious down here in Florida. It's hot. And so, I mean, stuff like that, I look at that like, okay, we didn't lose our lives. Not to be grateful that somebody else did and we didn't, but it's like, people like that are in nursing homes, that are in hospitals and assisted living facilities, special needs, people who have homes that are on oxygen tanks and just different situations. You know, I mean, people like that need power more than we do. And I know that it's a big inconvenience, especially when you within a certain field where you need power, where you need access to the internet and things like that. But at least God is dealing with me about some stuff, at least personally, and not just because of the storm, but just internally, you know what I'm saying? And being grateful for what we have and being a blessing to others. And I remember, I want to say it was like late last year, early this year, I believe, that the Lord spoke to me personally. He told me to start being more of a blessing to others. And I know that especially doing this particular channel on YouTube has been a blessing to some, or to many actually. And I want to start putting my hands to the plow. Like, I remember, like, when I was heavily involved in ministry, like, I was on different teams and in different things, and I was actively involved. I mean, I was out evangelizing. I mean, I was out helping. I was doing stuff. And I just kind of feel like, because I've been so busy with work, I have not been doing my due diligence in helping more people, even though I'm doing a lot of stuff online, which is great. And I'm glad that you guys are blessed. But I just feel like, I just really just feel in my spirit, this is the season to really pay it forward and get out there and put my hands to the plow. And I have partnered with a ministry here that's underneath Jennifer LeClaire's ministry. But I'm going to start doing more stuff in evangelism. However, at least helping people locally. Like, I used to love to volunteer, and I kind of backed off of some stuff, just getting busy with daily life. But I just kind of think that people just don't know how good they have it. You don't. And this is just me personally. Like, I just feel personally convicted because, and I'm not just talking about because, you know, from a Christian standpoint, I'm just talking about from a human standpoint and looking at how blessed we truly are. And there are people that are in Texas that have not been back to their homes since they left, since they evacuated. And that is so sad, you know. And I know a lot of us can't get to Texas because we have other responsibilities here to help them. But it's just like, there's nothing to complain about, y'all. And I know it's such an inconvenience when your power is out, when you need it, when your internet is out. But I'm still looking at those people over there. They have nothing. And this is here in the United States. It's not like we're actually trying to donate to a place in Africa or India or some other country. This is right here in the United States. And who's to say if some other type of catastrophic event will happen to where a lot of lives will be lost or people will end up losing some of their things. And there are people here in Orlando that have actually lost their home because of Hurricane Irma. And, you know, I just feel bad about that because I'm like, wow, you know, there's nothing to complain about because some people out there don't have anything right now, or they've lost some stuff, or they lost loved ones, you know. And it's just, I just feel like I need to share this because, I mean, I know in church, I always hear people say this a lot. Well, you know, give the Lord some praise because, you know, you woke up this morning and some people didn't. I'm not going to give praise to God for that because some people didn't wake up. I mean, that's not something to be grateful for. I'm grateful that he woke me up. But I'm not going to, you know, I don't like when people add on that extra part. Well, some people didn't wake up, so now you need to praise God. I mean, that's sad, you know. And I used to always clap and like, yeah. But then after a while, I'm thinking, I'm not going to clap to that. I'm grateful that he woke me up, but I'm not going to just play into this emotional manipulation because some people made it out, because some people didn't make it, and I did. You know what I'm saying? And so, but, you know, guys, I just kind of feel like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the unity was there for a minute when we were going through the storm. But now that we're out of the storm, it's like, okay, now where's my power? Where's my internet? You know, where's this? Where's that? And, you know, we are in a state, literally, guys, Florida is a swamp. And before, you know, civilization and things like that, it was nothing but forest and, you know, swamp and water and stuff like that and trees. And that was it. But then, of course, man came and things, you know, whatever, you know, Native Americans, all this, things change over centuries. And so, you know, we have, you know, it's just, we're close to the equator. So, like, you know, we're down south. And so we're going to get a lot of crazy weather. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I think that if people aren't happy here, then, you know, you can always go to a different state, you know. But this is my home. This is where I live and stuff like that. This is expected sometimes. But I just kind of feel like I'm not doing enough to be able to help my community, to be able to help other people. And And it's not just because of the hurricane issues. I've been feeling like this for a very long time, and I want to be able to go out and just do things. Now, there is a local organization. I'm sure you guys may have one in your state. It's the Ronald McDonald House, and for some reason, I just feel led to go and help those kids, help those people over there. And I have not had an opportunity. I can't say I haven't had an opportunity. I have not put enough effort into setting aside some time to go and volunteer. And I really strongly believe in volunteering and helping, and just, setting aside some time to be a blessing to somebody else. Because a lot of there's so many nonprofits out there and companies that actually need your help. They need volunteers. And even if you can volunteer like a few hours a month or a few hours a week, do something. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, you will be blessed for that. But don't do it because you want something back reciprocated. Like, all right, I helped somebody, so where's my blessing? And now, no, you got to do it because you want to do it. So just find something, something that's your interest, or something, or a company or organization that you feel like you can really use your talents or your skills or your expertise, or even, you just might be a person that has a beautiful heart, like where you just love people, where you're just able to extend love and, stuff like that. And so people need to be around people that just, where they feel loved. And there are a lot of organizations out there that, especially like for cancer patients, for AIDS patients, or people that have special needs, or the elderly, or, there's so many organizations out there where they need people around them, or they need people that have a good heart and actually care for people, to love on them, to speak life into them, and to help, but, but I had to give God some glory this week, because I was like, God, thank you so much. Because it could have been worse. Things weren't as bad as what it could have been, because he spared us. And look, guys, like, I saw this beautiful rainbow. I have to upload a picture some other time, but there's like this, it was a double rainbow the day after, I think it was the day after Irma, or the day of, I can't remember, but I want to say it was on Tuesday, I think. And everybody saw it. It was just so beautiful. I want to say it was Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember which day, but it was so bold. Like, I've seen rainbows, but this one was just so bold. And it was just so amazing, and how, and how God protects us and how he keeps us. And not to say that those who weren't, I don't want to say spared, or because those who went through more than we did didn't deserve the same grace, or whatever, because we don't know why. And that's one thing I'm not going to put my mouth on, is when people go through stuff, we automatically assume, well, this is the reason why they went through this, or, I'm not going to do that, because we don't know why. But I think it's great that there are people out there who are out there volunteering, who are actually leaving different states to go and help people in Texas, or who are going out to help people in different places because they've lost things, And so, but I just kind of feel like right now, this is what God is dealing with me about, is to be more of a help to others. And I know that this is a YouTube channel where I'm helping people, or I'm providing information, and the internet is great for people providing information, but I just want to be able to put my hands to the plow and to do something. You know what I mean? And so there's so many different organizations, so many places, there's so many things even you can do on your own. And maybe, you can like make sandwiches, and, and bring some fruit and some water, and take it down to the park, or take it down to places where, there are people that are homeless, and give it to them. Maybe you're a person that is just full of resources, and maybe you have information on how people can get a home, or buy a house, or I don't know, maybe how people can get their credit right, or just whatever. Like, if you're a person that that you're full of information and resources, share with people, help people out, and like, just be a blessing, like, pay it forward. And so, once you help somebody else out, I'm sure that there's gonna be a time where you're gonna need that help, or a door will be open for you to walk in because of what you've done for somebody else. So I just wanted to share that, y'all. And I just kind of feel like, a peace. I can't explain it. I feel like a peace. Like, man, God is so good. And even God has been dealing with me and my responses to stuff. And I'm not ashamed to share this with the world. That it's just, how can I say this? There's a song that came into my mind yesterday. And Annie Lennox and Al Green remade it from the movie Scrooge. It was called Put a Little Love in Your Heart. And part of the lyrics goes, think of your fellow man, lending a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. Now it's time for you to decide. Conscience will be your guide. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. I mean, something like that. But I love that song, and I kept thinking of that song. I'm like, wow, that is so true. And I think what we need to have more of is love, and just how we're supposed to love on each other. And whether you're saved or not, still, you can still love on people. You can still, help people out just by even just being a blessing, just being, positive, and that's something that I'm even working on, that just being more positive, you know what I'm saying? And even when I'm going through it, or like when I'm seeing bad stuff happen, still being positive, you know what I'm saying? Because people already see enough negativity anyway. And just, this is just me, y'all. So I just want to share that with y'all. And we're okay here in Florida. I mean, there's still people that are going through, but at the same time, I'm just not going to complain about, I just don't want to complain about nothing. I just don't. I still don't have internet or cable because that's out. Do I need internet? Yes, I do, because I need it to work. I do work from home. And so, I have stuff that I have to print out. Like, I need some stuff, but, I make it work by using my mobile hotspot. I mean, I try to make it work until they're able to turn the stuff back on. But, we still have power. We have power now. So it's like, I'm grateful that we have power. I got a roof over my head. We have food. I'm not starving. And it did set me back financially because I wasn't able to work for almost a week and stuff like that. So do I need help? Yeah. But at the same time, I just feel like a peace today. And I've been feeling that even like yesterday, like, wow, we have so much to be grateful for. And I just feel like because of that, I need to pay it forward and be a blessing to somebody else. And I'll keep you guys updated about that and what I'm doing and stuff. But at the same time, as you guys know, I don't let everybody know everything of what I do, especially with privacy, because I'm finding out, like, people are trying to find out, like, where I'm going, what I'm doing. And I know with social media, it's not totally safe sometimes because everybody ain't right up here. And so some people may view you a particular type of way, and this may end up, just spying on you and just stalking you. It's, I've dealt with that enough. And so, but there's places I want to go and do to help people out that need more help than I do. And I think that maybe if you guys are interested in that, there's a website called Volunteer Match. I think it's volunteermatch.org or volunteer.org or something like that. And they actually have tons of agencies that you can go through that need help. They need volunteers. They need people that can sow their time and energy and their gifts and their talents and their skill sets to their organization. And there's so many out there, y'all. And I'm telling you, once you actually put your hand to it and start doing stuff to help somebody else out, you will feel so blessed. And not only that, you might even feel convicted, like, man, I can't believe, like, I had it better than these people. And then you'll realize that there's nothing to complain about ever. So anyway, guys, I'm going to bounce off of here. I'm just thinking about some stuff and just internalizing some things, and just feel like it's time to do something now. It's time to go out. It's time to reach people. It's time to help. And I do go out and pray for people too. I do all of that. And so I'm getting ready to just start doing something. And I don't want to be so consumed with this to where I'm not being a blessing. And even if I take out like a few hours a week or whatever just to help, to volunteer, I'm going to do that. So I hope it's been a blessing, y'all. Stay in good spirits and know that I'm praying for y'all. God bless.